Welcome back, everyone. Let's start One Piece chapter 1162. Of course, there is nothing much of notice in the cover. It's taking so long to finish this cover, bro. Anyway, let's get in. So, as we said, Rox is fighting Garling. It's Rox's part, the chapter, I mean. The last one was Rogers. And then we see Rayleigh running with the Shaki. And everyone is jealous. Like, come on, like there's beauties out there, and Shiki is just helping them escape. You would hit her. Everyone hurt her. So of course, Rayleigh is trying to say, "Oh, okay, I love you," and you know, we see Koma and Vancouver getting their hands on the devil fruits. We see this scene before on Egghead. I think we saw it in the flashback of Bonnie. Big Mom marches in, kicks them, Koma eats the fruits, and they run away. Next page, you see some pirates fighting, and if you look closely, you see Marco. Of course, that's not Marco. Marco is not that old. It could be his dad. It could be just Oda messing with us. And now comes the shocker. For every Garp hater out there, please just watch this theme. This guy is not bad. We see Garp looking around. He sees the corpses. He sees the bloodshed. He sees what the Tenyu Beatles has done. He's just surprised, and he's talking to Sengoku and he's like, "Did you know about this?" And uh, Sengoku is saying that like there was a rumor, and the guy just disappeared after telling about it. It's so controlled. Like I, I said, I was talking about that. I don't know if it was in my video. Like if it was not for Jeannie, was her name Jeannie, Koma's wife? If it was not for her, no one would know about what's going on here. So just because of that, Garp finds out, Sengoku finds out. Maybe they start the sword organization after this. They keep it a secret. They're trying to keep it a secret. We saw that when they were talking about even Sakozuki is in it. When they were talking about Wano and Odin. So, so just like stop hitting with this guy. I know you're memeing guys around, but like, come on, he's the goat. He's the goat. Everyone's saying like how Garp knows. Why didn't do anything? What can he do? Well, what can he do really? I mean, it's the government, in one piece, it, and he's really surprised by that. It, like, I don't blame him. Maybe this was the moment he started hating the Tenryubitos. Like, come on, you see them walking around with the slaves. You see that the bullshit they are doing, but maybe Godvalley was his last straw. And everyone was just talking about his moment in Marineford. Like, okay, you know what they did. Are you still with them? You know, I think there is a deeper meaning behind that. He's, as they say, keep your friends close and enemies close. And maybe that's what he's trying to do. Next, we see Zebek running, and he's holding his wife with his child. Like you can see him. He's surprised, like how can they die? They're immortals. But it seems like not just yeah, yet the devils as well can die. I'm pretty sure. We saw when Drogi transformed, his hand put was put back together. I don't really remember. It did not grow. Yeah. Even their grandparents transformed to devils. But like Emo is not here, so who's doing it? Is it Garling? Is it uh, Gunko? Do these have the abilities, or was it is just Emo doing it through them? Like, we later see Emo arrives, but in what was his name? Said Saturn's body. We were expecting it to be, I forget her name again, Gunko's body. Then we see Garling talking about how strong Zebek is, of course, but like, is it something about the haki that gets you to weaken their regeneration, or is it just the Conqueror's haki? Maybe if your Conqueror's haki is stronger, it's not about the way you use it. It should be about the way you use it because the Mountain Eater said so, Scopper Gaban. But the stronger it is, the better. I don't know, bro. And he cut his head, he cut his shoulder. He's still alive. By the way, he's doing this while carrying his wife and child. He cut Gerling. Like, how did they kill him? Is he dead or is he not? And then we see Eris, his wife, Zebek's wife, talking with him how they how you gonna escape, what's gonna happen, you know. And then she wants to run off alone because she was a pirate, you know. You of course, but what was she as a pirate? What was she? She was maybe with the women pirates, you know. Maybe she was with them. Surprisingly, Teach is very calm in this situation. And of course, a word I can't say. If they get her, which would be no, they did not get her. We see Teach arrive. Maybe she put him in a chest because you know Shanks was in a chest, and they killed her. But then he ran away. Poor kind of thing, you know, from Kung Fu Panda. The interesting part is we will survive this by splitting Gamplet's meat on Lelouchia. Why Lelouchia? Why Lelouchia? How is Lelouchia important? Why Oda chose for Sabo to go to Lelouchia to for it to be the target for the ancient weapon? Why? Why Lelouchia? There is a story behind that, you know. Also, we don't know. Maybe it's just her hometown, but she should be a Dia as well. In the previous chapter, when I think it was the previous chapter, we saw a circle that Kunko made. There was Eris D something written on it, like it was foreshadowing for this chapter. Or no, yeah, yeah. Azubek just does this. He's holding his sword like this, and he slashes it like this. And I think he split, just split the island. That's. Hmm. Did we see Shanks do it? No, no. But like, it's a great feat, you know. It's a huge slash, and the teacher's looking at him, and he's crying. I see. Of course, of course. So Big Mom gets her hand on the dragon fruit, the fish fruit, and Kaido just comes from the back and hits her, and takes the fruit and eats it. Like she wanted to give it to Katakuri. Imagine Katakuri. No, you can't imagine. Katakuri is just about mochi. You can't imagine Katakuri with a fish fruit dragon model. would have won. Luffy in whole cake fighting a dragon. Mm. The Kaido is the devil fruit. Big Mom gets mad. Kaido's so happy to bro. The guy who said Haki is everything is so happy about getting the devil fruit. Like, of course, I don't blame him. Whitebeard has the earthquake fruit. Of course, you need the dragon fruit to match that. Big Mom gets mad and she blows things up, which gets me back to Big Mom when she said, "You owe me a favor that I saved your life." Why would him stealing the fruit from you would be you owning him a favor? Dude, it's a Big Mom. It's Big Mom. She scammed everyone. Next, we see a great parallel for Shanks with Dragon and Teach with his mom. Shanks represents a Tenryubito. Teach represents D. Maybe there is something because Shanks is not just a normal Tenryubito. He's a redhead. So maybe, but like they're both, yeah, they're both gonna be from the Davy clan. Yeah, so 100% Teach is from the Davy clan. If the redhead clan is the Davy clan, maybe they are more special from the Davy clan. Uh, why would Garling get the baby? You know, so they're both from the Davy clan, but one is half a Davy, half a Tenryubito. Is there even anything special about Tenryubito? Or maybe it's just Garling. Yeah, maybe Garling. And Teach is a full on Davy. We get back to Garb, the goat. A great line. Nothing makes sense here, even justice. True, true, true. When did justice make sense? When? And then it starts. Some slaves are trying to get away. They call out the navy. The navy blows them up. The island is not affiliated with the world government. Bro, what the fuck? Then we see Said Sadran. He's just looming over and watching. I can't see anything. They're just explosions in the distance. So this should be right after Koma told him he's going to save some people. And I think he's talking to Emu. He's probably talking to Emu like if this we doesn't control this situation, it's gonna be worse. And you know, they didn't really much control it. They got Big Mom, they got Kaido, they got Whitebeard that escaped, they got King of the Pirates that escaped. I think Shiki, I don't remember, but I think Shiki was a Yonko before Shanks. Then Shanks took over it. I don't really remember. Four emperors and one pirate king just escaped because they couldn't control the situation. Of course, they have a dragon fruit, and if Zebek escaped, that would have been a huge problem. Right? Chang's all future, well, future for the timeline, future Yonko, and their second, maybe their second biggest obstacle right now is Teach, plus two devil fruits he had. Yeah, yeah, they did not control anything, just barely. And look how the pirate era went. People see a dragon flying in the sky. It's our god Kaido, of course. He adapted fast to the dragon fruit, unlike some kid we know. Then we see Koma saving people. the goat, and of course, no shockers, but the biggest shock. Imusama descends into the island. We see the reaction of the three biggest hitters on the island. Of course, they're shocked. It's a huge haki. We know. We saw it. We witnessed. Then we see Zebek just wiping the floor off with the God's Knight. Easily. Probably easily. Then Kaido arrives. Whitebeard is there. Like, they're not great crew, but they are there together as we see it. And Zebek is like, there's nothing to gain here, bro. No, I need help. No problem. No, he's not sweating at all. And then it's gonna be break next week, of course. Of course, there is break next week. Last week, Oda was sick. Then it's. I wonder, is Big Mom gonna join? Please join, because I wanna see Big Mom being a crewmate, being a Chad, being helpful. Don't want her just to run off. We see Imu descending into. What was his name? Keep forgetting, bro. She descends into Saturn's spider body, but like you can see the horns. Maybe it's not horns, it's just the shadows or something. We see Garp, Zebek, Roger's reaction, and I love this. Whitebeard asks, what is it they are up against? Zebek says, it's the world. True, truly, it's the world. It's a JoJo reference, of course. I forgot to say, we see Big Mom descending in the between the two rocks in the cape. So she's where Roger is. And I don't know where Garp is as well. He's probably there. But Rox and the others are just on the left side of the island, as we see in the outscale. With that cliffhanger, break next week. Let's see where it goes. Maybe that's the end of the flashback. I hope Herald, what's his name? Herald? King Herald, yeah. I hope he arrives. He sees Emo. He knows. Gets affected somehow. You know, maybe Emu. I was gonna say Emu Sama. Come on. Maybe Emu can affect Zebek. Like she makes him a devil and Whitebeard, Big Mom, Kaido has to kill him. How would he lose? And how would he just die and not run away? His wife is just probably out of the island by now. No one's gonna stop her. She's the pirate as well, so. Hmm. That's that's about the next chapter, I think. Maybe Roger's gonna join. Rayleigh escapes. Hmm. How how is Garb gonna join and who's he gonna fight? How would they twist it? Okay, Garb and Roger killed Zebek. Maybe they really turned Zebek into Emu really did turn Zebek into a devil, and they had all like Kaido, Big Mom, Whitebeard, Roger, and Garb have to fight Devil Zebek to kill him. This ability is so broken, bro. How? But we see like Zebek is there is blood running on his face. He's injured. Okay, his fight was versus the God's Knight. It's an achievement. Hmm. That's about it.